Welcome to Authentic with Brazil 201. I'm your host, Brazil 201, your future Golden Globe nominee for Best Podcast. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room that we need to address since Kamala Harris decided not to run for governor of California. A woman Democrat will not win in 2028, and they cannot win in 2028. Kamala was on Colbert last night and said, I want to be able to talk to people right now because people don't trust me. And she says, I don't know if it's because I'm a woman or because they think I'm trying to run for some office I have not said I'm running for yet. And they think I'm only talking to them to earn their vote. So she does not want to run for anything because I think she understands the message right now. A, that let's be realistic. Unlike Hillary, right? Hillary, who won by 3 million votes but lost the Electoral College, Kamala got her ass beat by both the popular vote and the Electoral College and the massive demographic swings that all went towards Trump. A woman cannot win in 2028 as a Democrat. We've had 3 Trump elections. And by the way, yes, Joe Biden would have lost in 2024 as well. So let's not pretend this was just like a Kamala problem. But if you think the woman, but let's just talk about the Kamala potential candidacy first. Like, A, not wanting to admit that Joe Biden was mentally declining. The View interview. I don't want to do anything different than Joe Biden. C, the flip-flopping on all her issues, and I don't know if, like, the Israel-Palestine stuff will matter in 2028. I understand there's a lot of things that are gonna have to go with that Democrats are gonna have to do in 2028, and I think it's not just do not fund Israel, I think it's don't fund any country, okay? This means not Israel, not Palestine, not Ukraine, okay? I think you there Democrats are going to have to shift to an American first thing as well. Okay, no funding of any country. It is not America's job to be the world's police and the world's Costco. Okay, there are starving kids in fucking Missouri and Michigan and other flyover states that people don't seem to care about. And this whole listen, okay, that's all I'm saying. Okay, it's time to shift to an American first thing. So in 2028, if the nominee is somehow not me and it's Kamala Harris or AOC or Gretchen Whitmer, all who have gigantic issues, okay, whether it's AOC and her identitarian nonsense, or Whitmer who is hiding behind a book, or Kamala Harris who's not able to communicate and just likes to say the word. I grew up in a middle class family. Um, I doubt any of them would honestly win a primary because I think the average real person, I'm not even talking about the fucking Zoran fanatics or Bernie people or whatever. The average person in America now believes a woman can't win and won't win the presidency, at least as a Democrat. Okay. I personally believe the first woman president will be a hot white woman who is drone striking fucking Middle Eastern people while wearing a fucking cross necklace. And if Secretary Botox didn't shoot a dog, which is the ultimate white girl moral sin, it probably would be her as the first woman president eventually. It's gonna obviously be some hot, like, white woman who's in her late 40s, early 50s, because I think the Republican women candidates won't have the baggage that a Democratic woman candidate will always have, because if a woman runs, I know as a Republican, I won't hear, "I'm gonna be the first woman," or "My identity, and I'm gonna break the glass ceiling, and this responsibility of being all the woman, and this, and this, and this," and all the HR type nonsense people hate. And all the shifts that we've seen under 30 have been massively towards the Republican Party. And the Democratic Party, or the apparatus, still is viewed as a very anti-male party, which is true. Okay? I don't care what the pod save losers are trying to do. It is very true that the Democratic Party is very anti-men unless you're an insufferable vegan soy boy. So, I mean, look at the Sweeney thing, right? Democrats hate hot women, okay? Because all the women who are defending this are, like, quote unquote, like, you know, Democrat adjacent, but they're like the ugly fat women that no one would swipe right on, like the shaved head and all the other nonsense. And they're like, "We gotta pretend like fat is beautiful and body positivity and all this." Ozempic exists now, people. Okay, fat is not beautiful. Take the shot, lose the weight, shut the fuck up, okay? But I do think there is, like, after a woman whoever the first Republican woman president is, there are some Democratic women I think could eventually do it because 'cause they're all still, like, in their late 30s, early 40s, right? I think, I'm a huge MGP fan, right? Who is the, car mechanic chick. I think she should be Speaker of the House if Democrats ever take the House again. I think she's a genius and she's very attractive. I also think Mallory McMorrow, if she wins her Senate primary next year, she is someone who could eventually be like a vice president or a president. Also attractive, normal, and is able to distance herself from the more annoying identitarian nonsense that the Democratic Party likes to hire. I mean, look at most of the people who do communications for elected Democrats. They are the people who are the people bitching about Sydney Sweeney, who say fat is beautiful, who say ACAB, who are obsessed with Palestine. And look, fine, the entire Democratic Party has shifted on the Israel shit. But I think the more palpable, probable, realistic thing to do is to not fund any foreign country. Okay, let foreign countries do whatever the fuck they're going to do. Let them attack each other. It is not our business anymore. Okay, no more giving weapons to Israel, but also none of this stuff in foreign. It is not our problem. Third world countries can do third world things. It is not our problem because we already have states all across America and cities that are basically third world fucking countries. Okay, whether it's a lot of the flyover states in the heartland or fucking San Francisco or New York City if Zoran wins the election, there are many places that are going to be very third world in America either way. Okay, so we just need to be realistic. Bernie in 2020 said, I don't think a woman could win, right? In regards to Elizabeth Warren. A lot of you, okay, we know this. A woman Democrat will not win a presidential election until we have the first Republican woman president. We need to just accept this. So I'm sorry, but Kamala, Gretchen, so I don't think AOC is going to run in 28. I think she's going to run for the Senate seat and probably win that, whether it's Chuck Schumer or whatever, though I do think Pat Ryan would probably beat her because Pat Ryan is not I think this whole obsession with Israel nonsense is finally gonna be dropped across the board from, like, the Democratic Party because it is very weird at all, this obsession with it. Like, I don't get it. I just it's okay to not care about either country and just be like, "America first." By the way, that is probably what the real thing is, but that's what I think, okay? But let's be realistic, a woman can't and won't win, okay, until the Democratic Party is able to shed the annoying, body positivity, everybody is beautiful type nonsense from their hired staffers and stop pretending these people matter when they are the most unattractive individuals who are so ugly who get banned from all the dating apps. That's all I have to say. There we go. That's been another episode of Authentic with Brazil 201. Okay, so remember, vote for me in 2028.